a million ways that these projects can go off the tracks. However, there seems to be some commonality of why a vast majority of them end up being challenged or failed. You cannot outspend this issue using some traditional tools because there are literally $1 billion failures on ERP implementations. And there is a $700,000 requirements gathering project that I've seen firsthand that didn't work out. I'm going to say something shocking. Who cares what your system does today? Right? The, the probability exists that your system today is a Frankenstein ERP solution, meaning it's cobbled together by all these different parts that had to be, sewn together because of necessity over years and years of not having the perfect solution, but having to cobble all these pieces together to be able to do business. There's probably a decent start in most of those. Now, what's the other problem? Is I have seen tons of these requirements projects administered by entry level consultants. Because an entry level consultant is easy to send out to a client site with their list of questions. Forget the Frankenstein that we have today. Moving forward, what are those absolutely critical business requirements that we want to be able to facilitate with our new system? Not what the old system is doing, not how it's doing it, not what it's missing. You can't outspend by asking more and more and more questions because chances are the vast majority of them are irrelevant. And they're just there in order to create a big document and justify billing hours. So, yeah. So definitely a lot of the seeds of the bad result and start right at that beginning when we first start with the most critical step, figuring out what is it that we really need in the new system. I had to laugh because what he basically said was the quiet part out loud. So the RFP process is fundamentally flawed in an awful way to go out and look for software. Because at the end of the day, it creates more work for the company looking for software, and do not put a whole bunch of vendors, what I call through the vendor Olympics,
Yeah.
with absolutely zero opportunity for them
Yeah.
to win the business. Do you think anybody's writing about the shortcomings of anything?
It's all biased. Yeah.
It's all heavily, heavily biased.
All great failed ERP implementations started with the great demo.
A lot of things that companies lead with in their demos are the absolute last thing that you can make use of as a user.
I guarantee they have already been on YouTube to look at the shiny stuff because that's what the vendors put there already.